Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to a very special January 1st, 2021 Flossy Friday video. I'm so happy that the first landed on a Friday. So a couple of things about this video. One, it's going to be segmented, so if you notice some piecing around throughout this video, especially this first giant chunk, it's because I have 6 boxes of WIPs sitting next to me in year order, and we're gonna go through and do a gigantic WIP parade as well as a ditch the stitch at the same time. So I am going to be decluttering my stitching while also putting it away. So it's probably going to be spliced one box at a time or 1 year at a time. So or however many years I can fit in front of me, because the closer we get to the 2020 WIPs, the years get bigger. So, just wanted to throw that out there. The way that this video is going to work today is we're going to do the giant WIP parade / ditch the stitch, and then we will go into my statistics for 2020, the ceremonial moving of the threads, and then we will go into the regular Flossy Friday. So there will be a single WIP that I will not show you in this ditch the stitch because it was worked on. So and it's also a 2020, so it would be at the end anyways. So you'll see a single WIP that is in this. You will see it in the regular Flossy Friday, and then the next Friday these videos will go back to being weekly, just updates. I do a ditch the stitch at least once a year on January 1st. Sometimes I do it twice a year, like in the middle of the year. It depends on if I'm feeling overwhelmed or not with how many stitches I have, and or if I have any in my mind that I want to get rid of. But for sure I do it on the 1st. Okay, the other thing is I will be getting rid of some of these. It may not be a lot. It may only be a handful. That is fine with me. Please, 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 in the comments, do not try to convince me to keep any of these WIPs. If I decide to get rid of it, I've made up my mind, and it's just, we don't need to have the conversation. I will say, I do know for a fact 2 of them that I'm going to be getting rid of. I've wanted to get rid of them for a long time. I will be holding them for a week, and we'll talk more about it, but I'll be holding them for a week. If anyone is interested in them, you will have to buy the digital pattern yourself. But if anybody is interested in them, I will send you the 2 WIPs plus a finish that is in the series, and you can finish them and or continue the series. So I'll keep them in my possession for a week, and you can DM me on Instagram. Don't leave me a comment on the video. Private message me. First come, first serve. Okay. Let's just get into it because I have a lot to go through, and I normally don't do very many long videos a year. So those of you who like long videos, you're in for a treat, because this one is going to be pushing probably well over an hour. Okay. Let's just dive in. First one is a 2015 WIP. It's my only 2015 WIP, and this is the Clouds Factory Giant Harry Potter. It is in a Chicken Boots Harry Potter bag. This bag is actually for knitting. So once this WIP is done, this will, or knitting crochet, this will become a crochet bag for me. The only reason it was ever used for cross stitches, 1, because I didn't crochet or knit at the time, and 2, it was massive, and it was my biggest bag at the time, and it was also Harry Potter themed. So I will try to tell you who created bags and stuff. A few of the people that I have bags from are no longer creating bags, or one of the people for sure. So but I will tell you nonetheless. And I will try to tell you all the fabrics and everything like that. I can tell you the patterns and the designers. I will try to tell you as much information about the fabrics and stuff, and if I've made a ton of alterations. But yeah, we'll see also how much I remember, because there's a lot here. Okay, so 2015 WIP, Clouds Factory, Giant Harry Potter. I do know that if you like this pattern, you used to be able to buy it in 4 parts, I believe, on the Clouds Factory website. It is a digital copy. You can also get it on Etsy. I think they still have an Etsy open, but their website is also perfect. But if you don't want to spend, I think I spent $56 to get the entire pattern at one time, but you can buy it in 4 smaller chunks and kind of do it as like a sal with yourself or with others. I think you save money if you buy it all at one time. No. We may get some Stella interruptions. Anyways, so here it is. This pattern is 28 pages long, and I have about 14, I know I have 14 pages done. I'm working on like my 15th and 16th page because I skip around and I work on like 2 pages at a time. So it is 4 pages across and 7 pages going down. So it is quite a big pattern. So I do have the bottom chunk done. I believe this is the middle. Right here is the middle. So I'm almost at the halfway point as far as like having full completion from a certain point down. Yeah, that's the middle, because that right there is like this, literally right here is the middle. So this fabric is 18 count Aida. I dyed it myself with like purple, pink, and bleach. I think mostly I did purple and then I bleached it and then I dyed it again to get like this weird modeling. And I did that because the only color of the rainbow not in this pattern was purple. And I thought, oh, that could look really cool. So that's why I did that. Anyways, it's a really fun pattern. I really wanted to have it done last year, but I keep on restricting myself to working on it only in like July for Harry Potter's birthday and things like that. Don't do that to yourself, guys, because whenever that time of the year comes around, you might not be interested in working on it. You may, you may be in the middle of working on something else, and so if I want to work on it, I'm just going to pull it out. Okay, here's the 2 problem childs that I was talking about. So these are from 2016. These are my Pretty Little Cities. These are the first 2 that I started with. I do have Pretty Little Hawaii finished. It's not FFO'd, so it is just floating finished on a piece of fabric. I wanted to make a travel book originally. I don't have the desire to do it anymore. I just don't. I own all of the cities and I printed them all out. Except for the newest one, I don't own Dublin. Will I eventually start this series over? Maybe. Is part of it the fabric? Maybe. Is part of it just because it's been so long, I'm just not interested? Maybe. I don't know why, but I feel like in the last 2 Ditch the Stitch videos, I've talked about wanting to get rid of these 2 pieces. Now, I kept them because, you know, they're around the 40 to 50% off mark. And if I were to keep any of them, it would be Italy. But if I did Italy again, I would want to change the fabric, I think, and make it something a little bit more neutral. I don't know. I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm not ever excited to work on these. These are 16 count crystal confetti from Picture This Plus, so you can still get this fabric. Little Hawaii is also on it. I was going to do the entire series on it. So this is Pretty Little Italy. Fair Chunk is done. And this is Pretty Little Washington, D.C. This one's probably about 20% done, maybe pushing 30. But Italy has a fair amount, okay? And Hawaii is definitely finished. So I will keep these in my possession for a week, okay? And if you would like them to finish them, you need to, like, I'll send you just this. Also, you'll get Hawaii completely finished. Not FFO'd, but finished. So you'll get a finished Hawaii, you'll get in the process Italy, and Washington, D.C. And I do carry threads. It's not crazy on these because they're so, like, color blocked. There is some thread carrying. If that bothers you, then don't ask for them. But you will get the 3 of them. Like I said, you have until the 7th to DM me on Instagram at KelliAnn86. You can do whatever you want with them. If you want to burn them, I really don't care, because these 2 will be going in the trash, and Hawaii will just sit on my shelf until I figure out what to do with that. So, I'd rather them go to somebody who would like them. And all 3 are done in the same fabric, so you could buy more of this fabric and more of the cities if you wanted, whatever. Anyways, these 2 are going. Let's move into 2017, shall we? I discovered Soda Stitch in 2017, and so this is pasta time. Okay, so I'm altering this pattern just a little bit, and there's a lot of colors in this. I was really hooked on working on this. However, whenever I first started it, a lot of the colors weren't available in my kit. They were in other WIPs at the time. I haven't gone back through and seen if any of the colors that I'm missing are now available for me to pull. And I didn't want to go buy new skeins because I have so much thread in all these kits. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with, I mean, come on. Anyways, there's a lot of threads in this. I'm for sure am not going to do the corners, and I'm not going to do this little ruffly edge down here. It just does not appeal to me. So it is possible that I'm not even going to do this top, and I'm just going to do the pastas as well as this center part, because one, I've already started that, but 2, those are the ingredients for the sauce and stuff. I do like this up here with the wine and the pasta bowl and the silverware. However, I don't like that there's clams in the pasta. I can't figure out how I would rework that because I'm not the biggest seafood person. So I think I'm just going to do that and be happy with it. What I did for the fabric on this one is it is coffeed and tea dyed. I did this myself, and then I took I believe the Rit dye color is called Merlot. It might be called wine. I'm not really sure, but it's that wine-ish Merlot kind of color. And I took an actual wine glass and dipped it and made little spills and rim stains and stuff. So this is where I'm at with pasta time. I really do like this piece. I need to get it back out. It is a lot of fun to work on. Soda stitch patterns are a lot of fun to work on. I will say that. The back stitch brings it to life. It is kind of like a Michael Powell. It looks like an actual mess until you are done. Now, I got my Soda Stitch patterns from Jeannie's Cross Stitch because at the time, Trisha was not at this time whenever I bought it, which it's possible I bought this way before 2017. I honestly don't remember. But at the time that I bought this, Trisha was not a Soda Stitch seller, but I do know that Trisha at 3 Off Threads on Etsy does sell Soda Stitch. But another small seller is Jeannie's Cross Stitch, and Soda Stitch is the only thing that she sells. But those are 2 really great sources for Soda Stitch patterns on Etsy. Okay. This is my Fruit of the Month by the Frosted Pumpkin. And this is on 18 count Picture This Plus Whirlpool, I believe. And also, I think this is a 16 count. I think. Okay, I know this is 18 count, and I believe it's called Whirlpool. and it is by Pictureless Plus. This is the Frosted Pumpkins Fruit of the Month, and I've only worked on the bottom half, but the only thing that I am changing about this is I'm not doing the little banners with the month names. Instead, I'm doing the fruit names in Italian. So I am able to scrunch my pattern up just a little bit because I am saving some room. But I'm in the middle of the pomegranate and the kumquat, and I wait until the whole row is done to do the names. And the only other change that I made is on the apple. The slice was also supposed to be the reds, but I decided to make it a Granny Smith. I wanted the 2-color apple option there. I am hoping still, I still have a small ounce of hope that the Frosted Pumpkins sell next year, because they have said that it would be food related, would be the vegetables, because I know that that has been highly requested. But the little bit of sneak peeks that they have done, I don't think that that's going to be the case. So if it is vegetables, I will for sure be doing it. If it is not, it's going to be probably a pass for me. Oh, this bag was made by Cassie, Cassandra Martinez, the Pineapple House. Love this bag. Since they're all mixed in with Ziplocs, I might have to go back and remind myself a few times. Alright, the next one is another Soda Stitch. This is my sewing cats. And yes, Savannah, if you're watching this, I do still remember that this is going to you afterwards. I remember. Potter's laid on it a few times, Savannah, so I hope that doesn't bother you. This is such a cute pattern, and this is one that I have way more done on, and you can definitely tell that backstitch is the winner whenever it comes to Soda Stitch. So this fabric is 16 count, I believe, and I dyed it myself. It's kind of like a pastel, splashy, tie-dye kind of a look. Yes, I did give this cat a butthole. A lot of people have given that cat a butthole. I feel like I was the first person to post that on Instagram, but I don't really care. I think it's cute. I think it's needed. He doesn't have one in the picture, but honestly, he needed it, right? Like, he just needed it. But here's where you can tell how much difference backstitch makes between the cats. I love this pattern. I have the one shelf left to finish, and I just need to finish it. It's so, so cute. So this will definitely be something that I work on this year, and try to get a finish. I worked on it a lot last year, and I thought that I could finish it. I thought I was going to be able to get back to it, and I just wasn't. So this is something that I definitely want to get back to, and I don't remember who gave me this bag, but somebody gifted me this bag. And I know that you can find these. Somebody either gave this to me or got this at like a retreat thing. Honestly, not really sure. Oh, thank goodness. She finally calmed down and is just chilling in the back. She's been very hyper today, so you get to see a tiny Stell in the back. Alright. Here's one that is going to go away. I love the colors on this, but I'm just going to be honest. I don't get excited to get this out. I love working on the colors, but I don't really care. I'm going to try and move over a little bit so y'all can see her more often. I just don't want to do it anymore. I had bought fabric to do the other patterns and have like a little trio set, and I was going to make this into like my own sampler. I am talking about my bee sampler. It's not even called that. The one that I have stitched the most is called Melissa the Beekeepers, and I was going to combine it with 2 other patterns from the Little Stitcher on Etsy, and I was going to make my own little bee sampler, and then I got 2 other jewel toned fabrics to do her other 2 bee patterns. So there's 5 in total, and I bought all 5 of them. And they're digital, so I can't do anything with them. But This is on 14 count Huntress from Picture This Plus. The colors pop and are stunning on this. This is on 14 count Huntress from Picture This Plus. I am going to keep this fabric because at some point in life I will probably pick all this out. That, or I have 2 chunks on the top and the bottom. I could just cut out the center and use it for ornaments or another small skinny piece or something like that. But this is from the Little Stitcher. This is called Melissa and the Beekeeper, or Melissa the Beekeepers. And it's super cute. If you like this pattern at all, she has 5 in her little bee collection. They're all super, super cute. It just doesn't call to me anymore. I enjoy working on the colors, but I don't enjoy working on the piece. And I think part of that is I love bees in real life. They aren't really my vibe aesthetically as far as decorating. And I'm getting to a point, I don't know if it's in life or just at the moment, but even some of the stuff in my house, like some of my paintings, some of the decorative items that either I've made or I've bought at like craft shows and stuff, I want to take them down and get rid of them because I have a lot of antiques in my bedroom back home, and I'd rather fill my house with vintage actual antiques and or art pieces from other countries. And that's just the way that I feel about it. And this just doesn't, it's just not, I don't know. Maybe I'm being more picky than usual, but this one's gonna go. All right, the next one is in an Emily bag. And I love this bag. She surprised me with this one. And I have a project that I started because of Emily in here. Because why not? This is Barbara Anna, All Things Great and Small. This is a massive sampler, and I'm silly and I'm doing it on Ada. Why do I want to think that this is 14 count? Kind of makes me sad. Anyways, I dyed this with food coloring, to be quite honest. And so that's my tiny, tiny start. I need to get this back out. It's been a hot while since I've had this out. Probably since 2017. I honestly don't remember. I'd have to go rewatch videos. But this one is really cool, but it's massive. If you've ever seen the pattern, it is huge. So I definitely need to just get that back out. Okay, this next one is from Bygone Stitches. It's called One Nation. I'm sure most of you have seen it from somebody. I am stitching it on 18 count Picture This Plus Murky because I wanted it to look really old and dingy and like had been flying outside for years and possibly like moldy, discolored. I don't know why I wanted it to look that way. I just wanted it to look really, really old, basically. But this is the American flag that is made up of the state names. And I am doing the stars with a red, white, and off-white thread called Old Glory from Weeks Dye Works. So, I really, really, really like this piece. I just need to get back to it. I need to pull out some of these. I started so much the last couple of years that it made it harder to get back to some of my older WIPs. And that's why I've set limits for myself this year. Not to deprive myself, but because I truly want to touch some of these older projects and or possibly get some of them finished. So we'll talk about that later with New Year plans and things like that. Alright, this next one is also Barbara Anna. This is on, what count is this though? Because I honestly don't remember. I don't have it. It is a Fabrics by LJ. I believe it's a 16 count Ada, and it's in the colorway Mermaid's Playground. I've said it plenty of times. I'll say it again. Fabrics by LJ does not dye fabric anymore. So if you are able to get your hands on fabric, it's from a D-stash or you knew about him whenever he was selling. It's a gorgeous fabric. He did do neutrals. He also did linens, but he was very known for some of his crazy color combinations. I absolutely love it. But this is Barbara Anna's A New World parts 1 through 5. I have half of part 3 finished, and I have part of part 4 started. So I really need to get this back out. It's so cute. Part 4 is like going a trip to town, so it's a bunch of houses. Part 5 is the one with like a giant ship, and it's at like a dock, and there's a mermaid, and so it has to do with like the sea. Part 3 is into the woods. Part 4 is on the farm, so there's like cows and stuff like that. And then part 1 is, I forget the name of it, but there's like witches and stuff like that. So very interesting. The concept of this pattern was to stitch each one on a different color piece of fabric, and then to like sew all the parts together. I just decided to pick one crazier piece of fabric and stitch the whole thing on it. This is another Pineapple House bag from Cassie. I love it. And the final one of 2017, and I'll need to do a little switcheroo in a second, is by Busby Designs. You can find this pattern on their Etsy. It is the Plague Doctor. This is on a 14 count piece of Ada that I over dyed myself, and I absolutely love him. The main change that I made on this is I completely lost a row somehow, because I just somehow got confused. But it's okay. I have it marked on the other side on my pattern, so it'll be fine. But I decided to do the full coverage option, which a lot of people just did the black and it looks amazing. I decided to do the full coverage option because of the fabric that I chose, because I thought the green showing through might be weird. It's not. I've seen others who did it, but I've already gone that path, so I have to keep going down it. But this, I still have a lot left to go, but it does look really, really, really cool. I will say that I did change up some of the colors. The colors other than the black that were called for were like light purpley grays, and I didn't have most of those in my kit at the time when I was first starting this. So I pulled like true browns, and so mine is a little different in that regard, but I thought that these colors looked really good with the green. So it's another one that I would love to get back to. The last one for 2017 is this Stitch Rovia piece. Now, the last time I did a Ditch the Stitch, I pulled it out because I wasn't really happy with it, and part of it was I couldn't get a better copy of the pattern. I messaged Emma Congdon on her Etsy page, and she finally responded to me, I don't know, about a month ago, and she said that some of her older patterns that were originally in some of the magazines weren't easily converted into PDFs to be sold on her Etsy, and so she had to rework this one. So it is now officially on her Etsy site. I don't remember if the name is changed or not, but it was called A Stitch in Time whenever it was in the Cross Stitcher magazine. And this is where I'm at on this. And this is Pictureless Plus 14 count brocade. I love this fabric. I love this pattern. And so I'm going to get a better copy of it from her Etsy shop, Stitch Rovia, and I'm adding it back into my WIPs. And I had originally started it in 2017. So she's so cute back there. Okay, let's move straight into the 2018 starts. This is in an Emily bag. This is my Mr. Bones bag. And I have to have a piece that I was stitching with Emily. This is my Witches of Salem from the Primitive Hair. I love this piece so much. This is a 32 count Belfast in the colorway Days Gone By, and it is by Silk Weaver. If you want a really, really nice soft fabric to work with, definitely check out their stuff. But this is where I am. I'm so close to being done. I just have to finish the tree, that wheat right there in Gallows Hill, and this will be done. Y'all know this is coming out at the beginning of the year, and we're gonna get this done. I love this piece so much. It has to happen. This is another one that's gonna go away. And I feel like some people might be mad about this, but it's okay because it's my life. This is Wild Violet Cross Stitch. These are the tarot cards, the Stitcher, the Snipper, and the Ripper. And I was working on the Stitcher. I know that I'm really close to being done. I'm just not feeling it. I just don't want to do them. You can get all of her patterns on her Etsy as well. She has a bunch of amazing stuff. And this fabric actually is from a hand dyer who sells on Etsy, Barbarelle Creations. This one I think is called Crystal Rainbow. You can also get it not crystalled. But it's 32 count linen. It's the leftovers from my Michael Powell piece. They're really cute. I just have no desire anymore to work on them. And I'm not going to try and force myself anymore. So this is going to get cut off, and I'm going to save the remnants again for smaller pieces or ornaments. And that's just what we're going to do. So sorry, but the tarot cards are going away. The next one is a Barbara Anna, and this is in another Cassie bag. This is a small vinyl bag, and this fabric, the glitter does not come off, which is amazing. But this is my Barbara Anna Black Cat Hollow. I have not even half of one of the parts. This was a 3-parter. I got all 3 of my parts from creativepoppy.com, so they are PDFs. You might be able to buy the full thing now on paper, but I'm not sure. Please don't quote me on that. But I know you can still get it on creativepoppy.com, which is where I get all of my Barbara Annas. And this is on 16 count Pictures Plus Fathom. I love this color. I have made several color changes in this pattern. The next one I love so much. I won't be doing beads. I'm going to change it to Krynic because I love the way Savannah's came out. Savannah also didn't do the bottom half. She like rounded it, and she showed me how she made the oval. Like gave me like up close pictures so that way I could do the same, because I wasn't really thrilled with the bottom part of this. So I'd rather her be a little bit smaller and be more oval. But this is my Mirabilia Lady of the Flag on 32 count Lugana in the Picture This Plus colorway Heroic. It's really cool. It's like a parchment color with splashes of pink and blue, and I thought that it would look really great with the American flag on it. And I am doing it in the green colorway, but I'm also making some other changes. The roses that she's holding are going to be yellow for Texas. She is going to have brown hair because I have brown hair. And she's going to have my, as close as I can get to my skin tone, because I think that'd be really cool, because I am a mix of many things. Italian, German, British, Native American. If you wanted to know a little bit about my background, that's what I know of from just like doing genealogy. There obviously can be much, much more. But anyways, so I think that'll be really cool. I need to get her back out. I love working on this. The color picks to like I mean, it looks like it's waving, right? But if you look up close, I mean, you're like, how? But then whenever you step back, you're like, wow, you know? Okay, anyways, I haven't picked out the Krynics that I'm going to use, but I believe it won't be like that crazy hard to do. I just need to physically go into a shop and look things up, you know? This is one that I definitely want to get finished soon because I have Halloween rolls done. Christmas rolls needs to get done. This is done on 32 count Lugana in the color Sterling from Picture This Plus. I have 4 out of 12 of the rules completed. I need to get them back out. They go pretty quick. This takes the longest. So I vowed to myself every couple of rules I would do a square because these take forever. This takes forever. This it's not so bad. And then there's a snowman over here. So, like, in between every block, I'm going to come do, like, work up on the top, I think. But I need to get this back out because I want, for this next year, to have Halloween rules and Christmas rules completed because they're so much fun. This is by Lizzie Kate, if you did not know, and even if your LNS no longer carries Lizzie Kate, she did retire, what was it, 2 years ago, I think, and shops couldn't get her patterns anymore, so if you still see Lizzie Kate in your shop, it is an original copy. However, she does still sell reprints of all of her patterns to 123 Stitch, and she does exclusive patterns still in retirement to 123 Stitch. I know that she just re-released Cold Noses on 123 Stitch, but it has, Cold Noses was just one pattern, I think, originally, and now this one has, like, a couple little minis with it, so she, like, re-released it with extras, and it's only available on 123 Stitch. So, if you're having a hard time at LNSs, and I am all for supporting brick and mortar LNSs and, like, small friends who sell stuff on Etsy, but if you're having a hard time finding it, it's because they can't get copies of her patterns anymore. The only people who can get copies of her patterns anymore is 123 Stitch. So, if you have part of a set or something, go to 123. If they're out of stock, they'll get it back in stock pretty quickly. Okay. The last one for 2018 is a frosted pumpkin, and it's Jack's Halloween Dream. I even bought the finishing thing that Maria at A Needle Runs Through It made for the SAL, and I just need to finish this. This is, again, a piece of fabrics by LJ Fabric, and it is a 16 count, I believe. Yes, in the color Starburst. It's so cute. I wish I would have started it higher up in the fabric so I had bigger chunks, but it's okay. I'll still have a chunk at the bottom and a chunk at the top, but I could have had a big chunk. Silly me. I didn't know how big it was going to be, like in the grand scheme, being on point, but this is where I'm at. It's super cute. It comes across like this, and it's like a banner like that. So square at the top, comes down, and then points out. And then you finish it hanging on this little guy. It's super cute. So I need to get him finished. It's really fun, bright, and vibrant to work on from the frosted pumpkin. I did put a little sparkler blend in my little ghosty. So that's really fun. And that's 2018. The bulk of my WIPs are 2019 and 2020. So let's get this going. Moving on to 2019 WIPs, and she's so precious. This bag from Emily contains my secret projects. They shall stay a secret. Okay, but quickly moving on to other 2019 projects. In another Cassie bag, little small vinyl. we have the blue flowers, A Night Walk Down. I am changing some of the colors on this, and it is currently being stitched. Currently, like I'm going to change it. It's being stitched on 32 count Lugana in the color Phoenix from Picture This Plus. It is a really bright red fabric, but I thought it would just look so cool, and I really like how it's coming out. Also, this chair is so squeaky, which I guess in shorter videos I don't notice as much whenever I record in here, but this long video, it's really squeaking. This is another Cassie bag. And the project in this is my Quaker Gone Haunted. This is on... She's so cute. This is on 32 count Lugana in the colorway Truffle from Picture This Plus, and this pattern is Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Ink Designs, and I love it. It's so nice. Let me half it again. I also just loved doing kind of a creepier pattern on a pastel pink fabric, and this is a really, really nice one. Really like it. Need to get that one back out as well. And I'm changing a lot of colors on this one, so oops. I will say though, my 2020 WIPs, I have 6 boxes for WIPs. 2020 takes up 3.5 of them. There's a problem. Okay. The next one is Heaven Gave Rain. This is an older pattern from Plum Street Sampler, and I am stitching this, and I have not very far, but I am stitching this on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Memory. It's a really nice purple. I'm also doing a lot of color changes on this one, and oh, that's the back. It's not a bad back though, is it? Is it? What is that language that I just spoke? Anyways, I did try my hand. There's a Potter here. 1/1 for her skin. I am not a fan. I basically did that to see how much I would hate doing it on my Mirabilia. I'm really gonna hate it. So I'm really glad that I just have little hands left for this lady. I'm not a 1/1 girl. I'm just not. So it's not happening on my Mira. I know it looks so much better, but I'm fine with it. Sanity for me is way more important. Alright, this is a 16 count piece of Ada from Picture This Plus in the color Sand, and this is another blue flower. I started this with another stitcher. Unfortunately, she has passed away. This is the Sewing Bee. She had sent this to me as a gift because she accidentally ordered 2, and she knew that I was also a quilter. So I do want to finish this. The bee, I may leave a couple of the little stars randomly and like do a few of them here and there, but I don't think I'm going to do all of the border. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to finish the bee, maybe do like a star here and there, and call it a day. But this is where my quilting bee is. And I changed a lot of colors on this one as well. I can't seem to not change colors on things. So. Almost dropped something. This is in a vintage Owl Lady bag. Super cute and has a really cute little fob. Her store is on Etsy. This is my Stitchrovia Giant London. Large London. Sorry about that. She has a couple larger London and Great Britain themed pieces where there's like smaller motifs that basically make like a sampler. And this is the one that I have. This fabric is Picture This Plus. It is a 16 or 18 count, I cannot remember, and what are you? 18 count Moon Glow. However, So I chose Moon Glow because it's a lighter yellow in color, and yellow is the only color of the rainbow not in this pattern. Sounds similar to the Harry Potter one, and why I chose purple. Now, with the colors though, it was a little like they were making it seem brighter than what it was. So I wanted it to be a little bit dingier and more toned down. So I over dyed fabric with coffee and tea, and I love it so much more. So here is what it looks like. So I call this modified Picture This Plus Moon Glow. But yeah, I love it a whole lot more. I need to get this back out and do like a small motif at a time, like weekly or bi-weekly or something, and just slowly knock this out. It is a pretty big pattern. I believe it's 9 pages. Is that right? Yes, it is 9 pages. It's pretty big, but you can find this pattern also on her Stitchrovia Etsy site. That did not make it into the box. All right. This is, I'm going to show you the cover of the pattern for this one because you wouldn't be able to tell what it is if I showed you how much I have done on it. So, this is Christmas Cottage by Brenda Gervais. It is not marked as with a needle and thread. It's just marked with her name. It is super cute. There is some over 1 in it, which, fun. Anyways, I do like this pattern. I do. But I haven't gotten it back out, and I can't figure out exactly why. And maybe I don't like the color fabric that I picked. Maybe it doesn't have over 1. I thought it did though. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I made that up. Oh no, it does. The over 1 is the little tiny sheep up here is over 1. Anyways, this is on 32 count Lugana Ale from Picture This Plus, and that's my start on the mantle. Is that the mantle? Am I even telling you the right thing? Did I not highlight? I didn't even highlight on my working copy what I stitched. For the love of all things holy. Really? Okay. So that'll be fun. I don't even know which way is up or down at this point because I didn't mark it. So that'll be fun to figure out. You ever watched a video where the stitcher got instantly irritated with themselves? What you just did. All right. Anyways, it's a really great piece. It's vintagey looking. I love like the old school look of it. It is possible though that I will not do the over 1 little lamb up at the top of the mantle because there's enough on it to make it not look weird if there's a hole. So your girl is not a big fan of over 1. She keeps on moving. It's so cute. Okay. So this is in a Cat Crafts bag, and I forgot to say this about my Doctor Who one that my Pretty Little Cities was in. These were made by a stitcher named Hannah. She has not been active on Instagram in like 3 years or something, so she definitely doesn't make bags anymore, but she also hasn't been on social media in so long, so I'm not really sure what happened. Don't really know. But this has my Ink Circles map SAL in it. This is the Choose Your Own Adventure map, and mine is on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Heartland. and I need to get this back out. I was doing I was doing a series on this piece in particular. There is a playlist of it on my channel. If you go to my playlist page, it's the Map Sal playlist. And I think I got to part 4 as far as videos go. And there's 7 parts. So I need to get this back out. But this is my map. I really like it. I really, really, really like it. And honestly, I don't remember exactly where I left off, so I might have to go rewatch my last video to figure that out. Like, I can't remember if, like, the water and stuff is done. I don't really remember. But I have a little island. I also need to do more of the border and whatnot, but I really like it. This one's really cool. You, like, roll dice. I did not buy the 19, I think it was like a 19-sided dice. Like, you use different sided dice to, like, roll or whatever, but I would just ask Siri to pick a number between 1 and 19 or whatever it was, and instead of buying a dice set. But many people bought dice sets and they, like, physically rolled. But that was one of the things that I would do in my video, is I would ask Siri in my video and record that. And anyways, it's a fun little series that I need to get back to at some point. But that would probably be one where I designate, like, if I really want to work on it, I'd probably, like, designate some time and just, like, go through it. You know what I mean? And finish picking out all my stuff. Okay, this one is another Emily bag, and it has 2 projects in it, which I need to split these up and not have them in the same thing, but they are both on Picture This Plus Legacy. And the first one is my Blackbird Design Feast of Friendship 32 count Lugana pieces of Legacy. Yeah, so this is my Blackbird Design Feast of Friendship. That house is massive. My colors are bright and crazy, but I love it. That's also a really, really big bowl of fruit. But really like this piece. I need to get it back out. So I did change up the colors of the house. Actually, I changed up most of the colors because they're all charted in overdyes, and I am using DMC and some, actually no, I'm using all overdyes, but I changed up the colors to things that I had in my kit. So I picked similar colors. The other one in here is Plum Street Samplers Miss Bingley's Library. And this is where I'm at. So I am taking off the second story of the house, the story that's all windows. I am taking that off. I changed the British flag to a Texas flag, and I changed the bird to a cat. The cat is from a Barbara Anna pattern. So that's where the bottom of my house is going to be instead of, like, down here. And then I still have the words to do, but I really, really like it. And I need to get it back out. It's a fun one. It's a lot of house, though. And that's my 2019 WIP, so nothing to get rid of, and it's actually a smaller amount. My 2020, though, is absolutely explosive, so let's jump into that next. So the goal is to maybe condense these, like squeeze them into these 4 bins into 3 so we have an empty one. All right, let's just dive in. Bin number 1. So this very first one is in another Cassie bag, and this, I already know what it is. This is my Pandemic Sal. It's just on white Aida 18 count. I'm doing it in 310 and in rainbow thread that I dyed myself. So I'm actually also going to take this hoop off. I've really surprised myself that I haven't had too many things with hoops still on them, but I feel like there's going to be a few from the 2020 pile that still has hoops on them. I know one for sure, and I think I'm going to leave the hoop on that one, but this is a really big piece of fabric. Just so y'all know, this pattern is not playing, it's massive. But this is from Long Dog Sampler, and it's really, really pretty, but it is very massive, and it's going to take my whole lifetime. I feel like everyone says that about a lot of things, but I also feel like it's true with this one. The next one, this is in a special Emily bag. She made 2 sets of these for the Lindy Stitches full kit of Emily's house, and I snagged one. So I did get the full kit, but you still had to pick your own fabrics. And so this is Lindy Stitches Emily's house, and this is on 32 count Lugana. Picture this plus on Tango, and it's really pretty. It's a very small start, but I love it. I love it. All right. Oh my gosh, there's so many in here. 2020, I started way too many things. I did. Way too many. Okay, we're gonna build out this bin is what we're gonna do. And now that I got them all out of order, it's fine. Okay, so the next one that I'm gonna show you is a hands-on design. This is on 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus in Regency. And this is putting on the hat from Hands On Design. I don't know which direction it goes. I think it's this way. It might be that way. I don't remember at the moment. I know that this one I highlighted, so it should be easy to figure out. But this is one of 6. This is my second in the series of 6 for the Around the Holidays. There is a more Valentine's Day geared Around the Holidays piece. So since it is a series, I may be starting that one to get that one finished sometime in February, if not before. But yeah, goal would be to get that series done this year. The next one is my Britter Cup Designs Britty Kitty Monthlies. And this is just on 14 count Ada that I tea-dyed myself, and that is where February's block is. Hey bud, how are you? Hey buddy. See if I can get a Potter interjection. Yeah bud, come here. Hi. Oh. Say hello. Hi bud, how are you? He's been napping for a while. You doing good? How was your nap? Say hi to everyone. Say hello. Okay, can I get back to it? We'll cuddle later, okay? I don't know how you're gonna do that. Okay. You can do it. Go on. All right. It's possible he may jump up in his chair, maybe. Okay, the next one, this is a more recent start. This is on 20 count Blue Polka Dot Zweigart, and this is Mary and Minty by Brenda Gervais. This is a free pattern on her Instagram and her Facebook business page. It's super cute. Santa's standing on Rudolph's back, and they are decorating a Christmas tree. It's really adorable. The next one is by Roveris, and it is called Skeleton. This is the Skeleton Mermaids, and I have a lot of white fill-in to do, but this is how far I got. And this is on a piece of fabrics by LJ. This is, do I have the label? This is an 18 count Ada in the colorway Horizon. I love it. So cool. The next one is another more recent start. This is Tropical Hat Lady by Carriage House Sampling. And this is on a 28 count linen. And it's just like in an oatmeal kind of color. And I really like this. This one is so far very, very fun to work on. Very cool. That's the back. Whenever you can't tell, that's pretty good. This is the front. Sorry about that. I was like, that looks a little not right. Anyways, that's a really fun pattern. Highly recommend. The next one is another very recent start. This is the Heartstring Samplery Choose Your Own Motto Sampler, and I am doing it on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Fog. And this one is so much fun. Oop, it goes like that. So the pattern comes with two options for sayings, and then there's additional sayings. There's like one pack that's $3 and one that's like $5 or $10 or something like that, and you get multiple sayings. But if you want a custom saying, or like, it's possible I may just do like my last name or something. She will, or was, I don't know if she's still doing it, Beth, but you could contact her and she would, and I don't know how much, but she would chart the custom motto for you. I don't know if she's still offering that or not. You'd have to find out. You'd have to message her and find out. The next one is Lizzie Kate's Sampler Clause, and this is on a piece of 16 count Ada that I dyed, and it is just blue and purple, and just a tiny start, Santa's jacket and his little sleeve right here. Very cute. I really like it. The next one is by Stitch Rovia, and this one is actually out of her first book, and she is coming out with a second book in 2021, which is really cool. If you haven't seen that on her Instagram yet, it is available for pre-order on Amazon already. But this one came out of her book, and this one is the one that says the best is yet to come. So that's about how far I got. I changed a little bit of the colors, but not by a whole lot. Really, really like it. And this is just 18 count white Ada. I didn't do anything special to it. The next one is another Lizzie Kate. This is Cat Lessons for People, and I'm stitching this on a 32 count even weave from Fabric Flare. It's just paw prints, and it's really cute. I'm changing up a lot of the colors on this one. I have a very small start, but it's super, super cute, and I have enough to do dog lessons for people on the other side of the fabric. So, which that one, in my opinion, will count as a second start because it's not necessarily a series, in my opinion. It's not like some, like ornaments and like small pillows that are series and things like that. Okay, the next one is another Lindy Stitches. This is on 32 count Lugana in the color Conifer from Picture This Plus, and this is Dracula's Confession. This is what I started as a like start with me thing for my birthday, and that's how far I got. I really, really like this one. I am changing up the colors. I feel like I can say that for almost every project. Almost every project. One more because it's sitting right next to me. This is in another Cassie bag. Super cute, vinyl front. And this is my Redbird Designs all across Texas. And this is on 32 count Lugana custom pick sunflower print fabric. So remember, you can start ordering custom prints, and they will start printing in January through Sunflower Print Fabrics on Rogue cross stitching. But yes, or Rogue stitching. Anyways, I picked out this photo and had it custom printed on this fabric, and I think it makes the pattern pop even more than what it already did. If you know anything about a Texan, we definitely love our state. And this has just been so much fun to stitch on, and I love the fabric. It's fantastic quality, easy to use and stitch with. I can't say enough. It's so nice to work with. Well, there's one stuffed box. There we go. Hi. I have another little visitor. All right. The next box of 2020s. This is a frosted pumpkin. This is a restart this year for me. This is the frosted pumpkin. This is autumn apple picking. Anyways, it's on 18 count Picture This Plus Ada in the colorway Ale. And this is how far I got on my restitch or my restart. I was a little bit farther on my original stitch of this, but I had done Summer Beach Day on 18 count and had started this one already. And whenever I realized there was going to be an entire series and they were all going to be the same size, I wanted to stitch them all on 18 count so they would all be the same size. So I have yet to start fall, winter or spring, but I do have the fabrics for them and the colors picked out. So I just need to finish autumn so that way I can finish the rest of the series and have them finished similarly, which Heather finished my summer one as a flat fold, and it's so adorable. So maybe I'll start spring soon since that's coming up, and then I've got like a time to finish autumn and winter. Maybe that'll happen. The next one is the Damn Bird Sow. This one is on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Lily Pad, and this is, that's the top of the bird. This is the Damn Bird Sow that several people started. Most have finished, I'm pretty sure. It is by Blackbird Design, and it's called Partridge Sewing Box. It's one of the 2 extras that come in the Summer ABCs pattern. So, really fun. I need to get it back out. The bird is actually quite big and it's full coverage, but it's going to look so good whenever it's done. This is one that needs to be finished before Earth Day 2021. I barely have anything left to do on this. I'm pretty sure this is 20 count because it is real tiny. And anyways, I just have to finish the 2 flowers, stitch 2 birds, and then finish the border. If this is not done by 2021's Earth Day, I am going to be mad at myself. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery, and it was a freebie called Earth Day 2017, so it was a freebie in 2017. It is no longer available. I do not know if they will ever re-release it, but they do have a freebie section on their website, and it is not there anymore. So maybe you could email them and find out if they're going to re-release it. Maybe they're coming out with another one. I'm not really sure, but it is super cute. This one is stitched on 16 count Blueberry from Picture This Plus. Not Picture This Plus. Fabrics by LJ. And this one I charted out myself. It's called 11th Tardis, and it's in the shape of the Tardis, but it has a quote about Dr. 11. So very, very small start. It is all words, and it just started pouring down rain. That's okay. Rain is always needed and necessary. The next one is Plum Street Samplers Sewn in Friendship. This is the second half to the Heartstring samplery piece, and it is so cute. This is on 32 count Lagana in the color Nocturne from Picture This Plus. The other half that I finished in 2020 is Heartstring Samplery Sewn in Friendship, and it is on Memory. So I really need to get this one done so I can sew them together, and yeah, I really, really love this one. So it's a really fun pattern. The next one is another restart for me this year. This is Needles Dance. This is a collaborative pattern from Hands On Design, Summer House Stitchworks, and Ink Circles. It came out in 2019, and that's whenever I started it. You had to get the entire kit. You can get just the pattern now through shops and 123 Stitch and anywhere else. But originally, for the first year, it was only released as a kit to certain shops that went to market. And I got the navy blue fabric, and I loved the color, but I hated working with the fabric. It was really stiff, hard to work with, just not fun of an experience at all. So I am now doing it on a 32 count linen in Spice from Picture This Plus, and I love it. The colors are popping so amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better color. I took a chance. I was like, oh, those colors are gonna look really good on it. Just like doing a floss toss, and they look fantastic. I absolutely love the way this is coming out, and I really need to work on it more. Here's another one that I started with some others, and I really need to just get it done. This is Melancholy from Not Forgotten Farm. This is on a 36 count linen from Picture This Plus in the colorway Heritage, I believe. It's so, this fabric is so beautiful. This is not doing it justice, this lighting, but this is a beautiful piece by Not Forgotten Farm. You can get it off of their Etsy store. I was gonna say store, but then I was also gonna say shop, so it is what it is. Really awesome. I love it a lot. All right, here's one that is going away. I do want to stitch this pattern. I don't want to stitch it on this fabric. So here's what I'll do. This is another one that if you would like it, I will hold on to it for 7 days. You have until January 7th to DM me on Instagram that you are interested in this. First come, first serve. If it's already gone, I'll let you know. Somebody else already claimed it. You have to buy the threads and buy the pattern. It's a digital pattern from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It's Midnight Way. It is stitched on 14 count crystal Yule from Picture This Plus. The fabric online also has like teals and stuff, but I always have to remind myself that the pictures are not of Aida, and the colors take differently on all the different fabrics. So it is what it is. I've had this fabric in my stash for years, and I thought it would look really cool with this pattern, which it does. Don't get me wrong. However, crystal fabric, especially on darker fabrics, really triggers my migraines, and I have them chronically, so the least amount of time that I have them is better. So I have most of part 1 done. I did use a toile in this piece, so I used all the called for colors. I'm 99.9% sure I did. So if you have a pretty extensive sewing floss box, then you should have most, if not all, of the colors. I will send you the fabric. You will have to buy your own étoile and any colors that you're missing, and the pattern from the Frosted Pumpkin website, because the étoile is already started. Unless you want to pick it out. You do you. But I will hold on to this for 7 days if anybody is interested in it. And DM me on Instagram, KelliAnn86, and I will send that to you. If not, that one for sure is getting thrown in the trash. So, and I will eventually restart Midnight Way. I really like the pattern. I think it's super cute. But if I do it on something sparkly, it's going to be a lighter color, but I may not even do it on something sparkly. So it is what it is. Okay. Ooh, I get to start condensing boxes. Here is another restart for me this year. I feel like I restarted several things this year. This is the Cricut Collections, the Master and the Macabre. And I restarted it on 14 count Picture This Plus Da Vinci Crystal. And I love it. I love it so much. And I am changing pretty much every single color in this pattern. So... and I'm winging it, so it's not like I have it kind of like figured out and planned, so that way I could really tell you guys. So anyways, this is where I'm at with it. I absolutely love it. I think it's stunning, and yeah, love Edgar Allan Poe. And this is stored also in a Cassie bag, the Pineapple House. We might get this condensed. How exciting. All right, the next one. This is in a bag made by Tiffany, Tiffin Stitches on Instagram. And it's super cute. And in here I have a piece of, what size count is this? 16 count Ada from Picture This Plus in the colorway Barnwood. And this is Little House Needleworks Sugar and Spice. A little bit of her dress. I wanted to start all the things in November, all the things that I've been wanting to start for a really long time, and so I did, and that's how far I got on her dress. And you can barely tell that I did anything. But yeah, so this is a fun Christmas one. It's 3 ladies with beautiful dresses in a row. One's holding cookies, one's holding like muffins or something, and one's holding a gingerbread house. It's very Christmassy. This is another Cassie bag, the cute, super adorable elephants. And this one is also on Sunflower Print Fabrics, 32 count Lugana. And it's called Ocean Number 2. This is my Barbara Anna, a pearl from the sea. And it's the mermaid riding the flamingo in the ocean full of flowers. It's really cute. This is by Hands On Design. This is the Christmas version of Scary Apothecary. This is the Secret Santas, and there is one that is a WIP, so I have 3 of them finished. And the 4th one over here is Santa number 9. This is the one that you got a 1/8 of the pattern every Santa that you bought. So I have 5.5 Santas to go. So I'm really excited about that. And this is just the snowflake fabric from Fabric Flair, again 32 count Lugana. And it is in a Tiffin Stitches bag. It's Halloween-ish colors, but it is Christmas So super cute fabric. That's another custom print fabric. This is in a really super cute bag that was gifted to me from Patience as just a random gift, and it is so adorable. And I put my New York Dreamer, The Lord is My Shepherd, in it. A very simple start that I had back in November whenever I was starting all the things. And this is on just a 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. Just, oop, wait, is that upside down? There we go. So, just some words. Some words started. Very simple start, but I love the pattern. It's really pretty and a really great prayer. Okay. Next one is in another bag from Cassie. This is a special bag. And this is my Bayun cat. I love it. So I decided not to use the kit threads or fabric, and I am doing this on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Nocturne, and picked my own threads and everything, and this is how far I am. I need to get this one back out. I absolutely love this. It's stunning. I love the Bayun cat. Or as a lot of others like to affectionately call it, the big ass cat. Potter's laying in the doorway and Stella is playing with him. I can't really show you because there's something in the way. Can I? You can see the edge of them. So I keep my big cat in my big cat. All right. We have an empty bin. That's exciting. Let's see if we can keep it empty. The next one is a start that y'all will recognize because it's recent. This is the Country Cottage Needleworks Away We Go on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus in Gothic. And this is where I'm doubling up the pattern because I want all 9 reindeer. Because I'm crazy. And I'm customizing all the house colors myself. And so that's how far I got. I really, really like this piece. I think it's going to be really cool whenever it's done. We'll see whenever that is. Okay. I was going to say just a couple more left, but I did leave out my Hades. They are in the other room. But just so you know, from 2017, I do have my Hade Nothing Will Save Me. It's of the beautiful Catholic girl praying. And from 2020, I have my mini Titanic's Last Day. They're both on 18 count Aida that I like dip dyed, and yeah. She found the bird toy. Alright, this is on 32 count Picture This Plus Lugana in Cauldron, and this is by Teresa Cuget, and this is called United We Stand, and this is how far I got. Y'all can probably hear that in the background. There's a little cardinal toy in the living room, and whenever you play with it, it makes chirping noises. She clearly found it. Oh, this is an H-Cat crafts bag, I believe. Maybe not. This one I'm questioning. It is possible that this one is from A Needle Runs Through It. She normally makes needle minders and like stitch markers, but I believe there was, she has some Gilmore Girls needle minders and stitch markers, and I feel like she did project bags for a short time. Maybe, but it's also possible that this was the H-Cat's Crafts. This one is not labeled, which Hannah did not always put labels on them, so I honestly do not know. This is like the only one that I'm questioning where it's from. Speaking of this bag from Hannah, this is Carriage House Samplings Matters Choice, and this is on a 32 count linen that was gifted to me, and I dyed it tie-dye, and yep, my tiny little window of Matters Choice right there. Just a tiny little window. Super cute. In my other special Elephant Cassie bag, I have this one. I am going to keep the hoop on because I really do want to get this one back out really soon, and I just want to keep the hoop on because lazy. But this is on 32 count Lugana from Pictures Plus in Feldspar, and this is Long Dog Sampler Pavane. I love this. This was the first LDS that I had ever started, thanks to Cassie, and yeah, I love this. I love it so much. I need to get it back out. I'm on page 2 out of 9. I need to get back out. All right. And the last one that you're going to see in this section of the video is also in a Cassie bag. And this is Heartstring Samplers, A Stitcher's Life. This is on 32 count Lugana from Pictures Plus in doubloon. And it's just a small, simple start from the corner. And I'm doing it 1/2 because I wanted to have a super, like, more primitive look. Very small start. I love this. So aside from my 2 Hades and 1 other WIP, you have seen everything that I have that is a WIP. And we got rid of 5 WIPs, which I'm happy with. It makes me feel good to have that purge. Even though it wasn't a very big one, it still makes me feel really good. So let's talk about the statistics just really fast. So before my purge, in 2020, I had 52 finishes for the year. And you're going to see the final ones in the regularly scheduled part of this video. I had 63 WIPs before the Ditch the Stitch that we just did. And percentage-wise, I had 71% of my stitching between, I had 71% of it finished and only 31%, no wait, I had 70% finished and 30% unfinished out of my projects for this last year. And out of my finishes, 81% of them is FFO'd, which for me is really good because y'all know I have a big stack sitting back there. So just to give you like an idea of what those percentages are based off of, in my main page of my pivot table, I have 206 projects. 147 of them are finished and 119 of them are FFO'd. So that's what those are based off of, and that's before I took out the ones that I'm getting rid of. So after the Ditch the Stitch, how I'm starting off the year, okay, is 71% of finishes and only 29 of what I have, 29% is active WIPs, okay? And I am going into the new year with 58 WIPs. It's still a lot. It's still definitely a lot. And at least 5 or 6 of them are series, but I'm really hopeful that I'm going to be super productive this year, because let's go into my rules for myself for this next year. It's not really rules. Look, if I really want to start something, I'm going to start something. But it's the other reason why I set parameters on series, because if I really want a new start and I'm in the middle of a series or something like that, I don't want to limit myself. Let's just say, well, it's not even let's just say, Scary Apothecary. I have 6 left in that ornament series. If I applied that series new starts, then those would be 6 of my new starts out of 18 for this year. So that's why I'm not counting series. If a series is started, I'm allowed to finish out the series should I want to, or get through as many of them as I can and not feel bad about starting them. Because several of the series that I've started, they're smaller. Like if I really sat down and focused on them, I could finish them in 3 to 4 days max. So I just need to sit down and like serial work on them, right? So basically my rules for myself is 1 small to medium start per month. So like if I wanted to start a new series, or if I wanted to restart Midnight Way, I could. Things like that. And every other month, 1 medium to large start. So 6 medium to large new starts, should I want that to do that. I don't have to do it, but I have plenty to choose from. There are several things in my wish list that have been on my wish list for a long time, things that have come out recently, not as much. I'm being really picky, like I had mentioned, about what I want to stitch and things like that and what I want to work on. But I'm adding them to my wish list. I'm trying not to be like, oh, if I don't get it right now, I'll never have the opportunity again. And that may happen to some patterns, and it is what it is. And you try to find it later or make a deal and borrow it or something, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm enjoying what I have. I'm enjoying what I've been working on, and I'm going to take it from there. So I need to move the threads, and then we will jump into our regular Friday video. Okay, so I put on a hoodie because with the rain, the temperature dropped by 20-25 degrees in the last little while. So I wanted to put on a jacket, got a little warm, got myself a Topo Chico. We got a baby Stell again in the background. Okay, time to move the orts into their new permanent residence. So I've talked about this before. I got this container at Hobby Lobby 2 years ago now, and Savannah made this really cool sticker decal for me to put on there. And these are my orts since 2015. So let's go ahead and open it. And I basically just take, oh, there's actually a thread in here. That's not good. Well, number 600 is not going to go live in the permanent ort jar. Sorry about ya. This is in there. I don't know how long that's been in there. But I just take it all out and I put it in and I smoosh it down. And over time it settles, and every year whenever I add more, it settles more. And I just push it down and close the door. So there is my 2020 threads right on top. The back looks really cool. Really neat. Okay, so that is my ort jar completely cleaned out to start the new year. Okay, what have I been doing since Christmas and ended Flossmas? Well, I have 3 finishes and not so much progress on my latch hook, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it, you know, had to take stitching time off. But my first finish to show you, I was going to say my first finish, it's not. My first finish to show you from the final week of 2020 is my Heartstring Samplery American Eagle. This is on a 28 count linen that was called French Latte. I really like it, and it is pointed out that independence is spelled wrong. I did double check it. That is how it's spelled on the pattern, and if I wasn't super lazy, I would actually make it the correct spelling, but it is spelled with an A, not an E. That's how the pattern is. So just fair warning, if you wanted to do this one and you wanted independence to be spelled correctly, fair warning. Take one of the E's and spell it right. I honestly just didn't notice it whenever I was stitching it, and I'm lazy and I'm gonna leave it. There has to be a reason. I even tried like researching to see if that was like an original way that it was spelled, like you know, our founding fathers came from England, so was it a different like spelling? If one of you knows, please let me know. But anyways, that's that. The next one that I finished is on 14 count Picture This Plus Wren. And this is Brenda Gervais, or With Thy Needles I Collect, and there we go. I do want to add one more little button. Pat sent me 2 little heart buttons for my birthday, and I really want to add one of them or even both of them to my little jar, so I might do that. But this one is done. The bobbins were supposed to be satin stitch, but because I did it on Aida and not linen, it just wasn't gonna look right, so I did full crosses, which is fine. And this is a little, oh my gosh, what is that called? Safety pin. This is a little tiny baby safety pin that has been in my mom's sewing kit for years, so I put it on the little tomato. This little cat someone picked out for me, and then some buttons that were from clothing that was my mom's. So I think I am gonna add a heart or 2, or I might save those for an upcoming project because they are really tiny and super sweet, and so maybe I'll save them for something Valentine's Day-ish. But this one is done and I'm really happy about that. And I got my second gallbladder done. Now, here's the thing though about this. I got the greens mixed up and I'm not sure which one is the correct one, because this is my first one. This is my second one. So I reversed the greens and I'm not sure which one is correct anymore. I feel like it's the first one, but I don't hate that one. I don't know. Anyways, this is on 32 count Lugana by Picture This Plus in the color Murmur. So, my 52nd finish for the year. All right. Now let's talk about the only WIP that you didn't get to see in the WIP parade other than my Hades, and that is my Christmas wreath. And I started working on the other side a little bit, but not a whole lot. So this is where it currently is. So like I said, oh, I have it up because I was going down with it, but I have a little bit. That's how far out the bow comes. But luckily, the next part of the pattern comes this way. So I won't have to worry about adding canvas for a little while. And here's the back side of it if you want to get a better look at the pattern, because I'm not trimming it. I will probably stop working on this until the next part comes out, because I don't want to get too far along down here where I know that there's going to be green coming in, like underneath the bow and coming off to the side. So I don't want to get too much involved in that to where it makes it really hard for me to do the next section. So I think this is going to be put on, I cannot figure out how it was folded. I think this is going to be put on hold for just a little bit until part 3 comes out. I believe that's around the 20th of January. Now, for this month, I want to work on some of my series. I don't know which ones yet. I haven't figured that out. I know that I want to finish Witches of Salem. I want to work on my Christmas rules. I want to work on my All Around Texas. I don't know what I want a small start to be for this month, but I think I do know what I want my medium to large start to be, and I think that's going to be my German needlepoint. I love this. So it gives me the DMC colors on each side, and it's basically a paint by number, but it's not X's. You just do half stitches, and you would use all 6 strands. So it's a needlepoint, and I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I really want to start this. I've had this since I was a kid, and I've had this since I was 13. That's whenever we went to Germany. So I really, really do want to stitch this and get it worked on. There's a lot of colors. So it says DMC over here, but I don't recognize any of those numbers. So I think this is the DMC side that I'm supposed to use, this one over here, because those colors I recognize. But yeah, I'm real excited. I'm really excited for this. I think this is what I want to start. I've got to, I don't know, get my bravery confidence up, but this is probably one of my first large projects that I want to work on. And then, like I said, smaller ones. I really want to work on some of my series, like Christmas rules. I really want to get done. Witches of Salem, across Texas. I really want to get the laundry service, the Laundry & Co. done. I would love to get the flamingos done again, because those went really quick. A lot of these will go really quick if I just sit down and work on them. So that may be something that I do with some of the series. Some of them I may need to take breaks here and there, because you can only stitch like so many Santas in a row and stuff like that. But like the Laundry & Co., there's only 2 left. You know, if they each take me 3 days in a week, I can have 2 finishes and have an entire series done. So I'm going to try and start looking at it in terms of like that. So anyways, oh, I do have a tiny bit of haul. Whenever I got my Christmas wreath pattern, I did go ahead and get the new Mittens needle minder. I have every needle minder that Frosted Pumpkin has put out with a needle runs through it, and yeah. So Sugarloaf and Jack are hanging out on a pair of mittens. It's really super cute. But that's it for me, you guys. This video was very long. I hope that you enjoyed it. And next week it will be just the regular Flossy Friday weekly update. And until then, I hope that y'all have a fabulous first week of the new year, and I will see you all next Friday. Bye, guys.